It's myself, Manish Gunjan. Actually, I am from pharmacognosy background. Here I am working as an assistant professor in Department of Pharmacognosy, assistant professor in JJT University. Basically, I am from pharmacognosy, so definitely I am going to teach you about pharmacognosy and the practicals related to pharmacognosy. As you all know, in pharmacy we are generally reading or studying about drugs, but in pharmacognosy we are learning about crude drugs. Crude drugs, what actually it means? Crude drug is nothing but in a raw form, whatever we are getting from plant is a crude drug. So there are several criteria for identification of crude drugs. But before starting the identification of crude drugs, we must learn about how to identify the plants. Plants are also of several types. Usually what we are thinking is plant is plant. But if you will see in biology also you might have learned that plants are having different types like shrubs, herbs, trees and all that. But in other hand, if we will see, there are several methods to classify the plants also. So most acceptable method of classification is, first is monocot plant and second is dicot plants. So today we are going to learn about how to identify monocot and dicot plants. So let's move to the sample we are having here. We will check it out how to identify monocot and dicot plants. So as discussed, we are going to perform the practical related to identify monocot and dicot plants. So for this if you will see, the requirement is nothing but we need some plants which is from monocot and dicot trees or herbs or shrubs or plants. So what are the criteria we are going to see is, there are three criteria on which we are going to identify these monocot and dicot plants. First is on the basis of shape and size. As I told you already that there are several types of plants which is categorized under shrubs, herbs, trees and plants. So if you will see, the shape and size of herbs and shrubs is different. They are small plants. So herbs is very small plants. Shrubs is slightly longer or taller than the herbs. And if you will see, the tree is more thicker than shrubs and herbs. So on that basis you can see the monocot and dicot plant easily. For example, if you will see the grass is a herb. Okay, so mostly all the herbs is monocot plant. Shrubs, there are some exceptions, like if you will see rose plants. Rose plants are having different criteria. If you see the leaves and all that thing, there are different criteria to understand whether it is a dicot plant or monocot plant. But they are shrubs, but they are not monocot plant, they are dicot plants. So there are some exceptions on which we will discuss later. First we will see the general criteria for identifying monocot and dicot plant. So first, on the basis of shape and size, all the herbs, shrubs are mostly under monocot plants. On the basis of venetions, if you will see all the leaves, there are different types of venation you can find. First, if you will see like in grass you can see, in banana trees, banana leaf you can see, there are different types of venations you can find. One is like, let's say one plant is having this type of leaf, they are having venations of this type. So if the venations is parallel to each other, then it is known as parallel venations. Parallel venations. So mostly all monocot plants are having parallel venations. So you can easily find if any plant which has leaves with parallel venations, then it will definitely fall under monocot plants. Now talking about dicot plants. Dicot plants in dicot plants usually you will find structure in between two veins. This kind of variations is known as reticulate variation. These reticulate variations you will definitely find in all the dicot plants or trees. So, on the basis of variation, you can easily describe which plant comes under monocot and which plants is going to fall under dicot plants. Now, the third criteria is on the basis of direction of leaves. Every plant is having different shoots, leaves directions and all that. So if we will see the leaf direction towards sunlight, that means the sunlight is falling from both sides. Then it will comes under monocot plant. If the leaf position is like this, that means the sunlight is only falling from one side, another side is dark. Then it will comes under dicot plants. So mostly all the dicot plants are having this kind of leaf position, and in monocot plants this kind of leaf position. So that's all. I hope you understand how the monocot and dicot plant can be identified. Now we will see through the samples of the plant I have collected. I will show you how it works. So on the basis of shape and size, definitely you understand, because it will be seen in the ground only, in the field only. But now I will show you on the basis of direction of leaves. You can see this plant, the leaf structure is like this. The sunlight will fall like this. That means from both sides the sunlight will fall. So it will goes to which class? Definitely it will be from monocot plant, because the sunlight direction will be from both sides of the leaf. So next plant I will show you. Okay, you can see the position of leaf here. One side is under dark and another side is in sunlight. So sunlight is falling on one part of the leaf, but another side is dark. So it will goes under dicot plants. So like this, likewise you can identify which plant is from dicot and which plant is from monocot. As I told you, there are some exceptions. For example, the rose plant is under dicot because the leaf situation is like that. Sunlight is falling on one side, another side is dark. So there are some exceptions. Let's not talking about that. But in general terms, monocot and dicot plants can be identified on the basis of these three criteria very easily. So in this leaf, you can see there are several reticulate structures you can find everywhere, very easily visible here. So in all the dicot plants, you will find the same thing. The several reticulate like a structure, so it is known as reticulate venation, and all the dicot leaves are having reticulate venation. I hope you understand this. Okay, as you can see in this leaf, there is no reticulate venation found. There is no reticulate venation here. This is modified leaf. So if there is no reticulate venation, definitely it will fall under monocot leaf. This is Thavatia nerifolia. It is from monocot leaf. If exceptional cases are there, but here there is no exceptional case because there is no reticulate venation and hence it is monocot plant. So I hope that you have well understood how to identify monocot and dicot plants. So in future, if you will get chance, you can move around your gardens, you can move around your fields, and you can find out by your own that which is monocot and dicot plants. So let's end this session, and we will definitely go for the next experiment in the next session, which is for morphological identification of fruit drugs. Thank you very much.